Please join me in welcoming to the podium Douglas C. Engelbart.
Thank you. Look, I'm overwhelmed. The whole spirit of what the Lemelsons are doing and what the Lemelson-MIT Prize is doing, it just really thrills me. So, if you don't mind, instead of giving you a speech, I just think I'll tell you what I feel. And it's fabulous. There are many years of a very lonely pursuit, many years in which I'd think I must be on the wrong track. Many times waking up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning and thinking, oh, you know, this is no way to design a career path. It's just, and then I'd think, you know, my real purpose is how can human organizations and institutions become collectively a lot smarter? And that's what started driving me 46 years ago. And it's just welded in. See, and sometimes I think, well, maybe I don't have enough imagination to think of a different goal. And something like that. But anyway, so there's a strong sense within me that invention and innovation are widespread throughout society. And I did a very interesting thing in about 1961 as I started listing all the things that augment people in the technology field. And then, in spite of my best engineering instincts, I started listing things in another field, like language, like customs, like conventions, like methodologies, like organizations, like roles, culture, the socialization of teams, etc. And that list gets bigger by far than the list in the technology. So what I realized is that if you're going to make real innovations for society as a whole, then one way to think about it is our organizations are like social organisms, and they're constantly evolving. Well, by similar kinds of evolutionary principles, apparently. You know, there are mutations. You call them inventions or innovations. Do they have survival value to make that organism more functionally adaptable to the environment? And then they may be implanted and survive. So it's sort of a co-evolution among many simultaneously co-evolving sort of things. And then I looked at it and said, the computer technology, the digital capabilities that's affecting communications, displays, storage, computer processing, it's affecting the way you can interface to things a lot more flexibly. That's going to be so pervasively high impact in our society and our organizations that it's more than anything else we've ever had to cope with in an evolutionary wise. So the old ways of co-evolving aren't going to be overstressed. And so the thing in the early 60s I realized is we need a strategy and we need a way for society to learn how to cope. And one of the things is that the social capability I now call collective IQ just kept rising to the surface, augmenting the human intellect, and collectively especially, and saying, finally I just looked at it and said, if we start learning how to do that well, then collectively we can start learning better how to work collectively better. It sounds a little circuitous, doesn't it? Well, it is. It ended up saying the better you can get at these new capabilities, they'll help you get better at getting better. And it's like lifting yourself up by the bootstraps. So that's where the name Bootstrap came from. And so there was a conceptual orientation about a Bootstrap Alliance, a consortium that could get set up and could really help start that process going in society. Because we need some kind of institution which hasn't been needed so badly in the past when the explosive side of the technology wasn't anything like as dramatic as we have now. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, and it's taken a lot of forbearance from my family and my wife, and daughter Christina sitting here, who's been an immense help and support and involved. So I'm very thankful to these folks and all the others that have been the practical ones that could get things moving in that frontier, and because there really is a frontier out there for organizations and countries and mankind altogether to become a lot smarter collectively, and I really think we need it. Thank you.